Alright, my friends, so I'm recording outside today because it's such a beautiful day, so you might get a bonus and hear some birds chirping and possibly even some neighbors. But today we're going to talk about how to get photos in bulk, more so kind of like this, although this one has a story behind it that's a lot more not planned out. Photos like this, definitely stuff like this, and like this. These two are tricky examples because they have been obviously altered to be super tripped out as far as the backgrounds go. But just the if they weren't run through some kind of crazy editor, you know, palm trees, swimming pool. I'm on a lake here. Palm tree in the background. This is a good example as well, with just my Pennsylvania neighborhood in the background. This is another good one too. I'm in Florida here at a little neighborhood beach, which is really cool. It's at the end of this road, and this beach literally only fits probably about 6 people, but it's right at the end of a neighborhood road, so imagine that. Super awesome. And it may seem right away like, well, what the heck? That's not that hard. Just take a photo. The idea here is to give you guys a life, somewhat, or as much as I can, outside of music. And for those of you who have lost days in the studio, which can be very nice, but after a while the studio can, just like anything, kind of wear on you, especially if you need to get things done. Maybe you need to run to the DMV, maybe you have a job where you're working a lot, and you don't have a chance on the job to do things like get content. Like for me, I work as a DJ, so my work literally translates right into my social media. But there are times where when I'm up in Pennsylvania, I don't necessarily have the DJ opportunities that I do in Florida. So if I work in sales and marketing, I'm away from music 8 hours a day. So the way that you're going to do this, and just real quick, the other thing is too, sometimes partners, I mean, in order to have a successful relationship, you can't really ignore your partner 24/7 by any means. And some of us have kids, family members. I just lost my mom this year to cancer, a 15-year battle with cancer. So basically life, right, guys? People get sick, you have to care for them. You get sick, you have to take time off, you work, you may or may not have kids, you may or may not have a partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband, whatever. Obligations in life. So, but you want your content to still be fun and cool. And what I'm going to recommend you do, and this is the gold right here, now that you're set up and you understand what we're looking at, what I'm going to recommend that you do is wherever you want your content, whatever you want your background to be, like in this case, palm trees. Obviously, it's a tropical area. I already told you it's Florida, but maybe people would think, I don't know, Florida, California, maybe, Texas, maybe, somewhere on the coast, possibly the Carolinas. But the key thing here is to not take a million photos. More so what I would do is make a plan for an hour or 4 and go around to different areas of your destination. So we'll use mine, for example, Florida. I mapped out everywhere in the various areas of Florida. In this particular part, this is in the Panhandle, because I have family down there. So I mapped out an area within this neighborhood that I wanted to go. Some of it's more neighborhoody, like what you're seeing in this picture, and some of it is more touristy, fun, just more kind of built up tourist Florida. Palm trees, bright colors, the beach, the ocean. or in this case the Gulf. This is more like neighborhood, palm trees, power lines, the bay, more of a neighborhood. So, and what you'll do is you're going to take your phone and you're going to set it to video, and you're either going to use a selfie stick and or a tripod. I recommend just having a backpack filled with cell phone mounting gear, whether it be tripods, clamps that you can clamp on to, say, a tree, or like the yellow power line thing here, you could clamp it on there, clamp it onto docks and walk out, because this water is only about maybe 4 feet deep. By the time you get out here, maybe it's more like 6, who knows. But my point is, you could clip or clamp your cell phone somewhere on the dock and only be 2 feet of deep of water, or floating in the water there. So have options on how to mount your cell phone and take a video, because in that video I could lay down in the water, sit up in the water, I could face the camera, I could do a side profile on the camera, I could have my back to the camera, I could stand up and do that all again. Stand up and face the camera, smile, stand up and face the camera, have my arms spread out, then turn to my side profile and make it look like I'm just looking out and enjoying a day, enjoying a sunset, whatever it may be. Turn my back to the camera, put my arms out, turn my back to the camera, put my arms up, turn my back to the camera, look behind me at the camera. There's a million different options that you can do, and you can get on video about 1 million pictures within a 30-second to 1-minute video. And instead of you having a timer on your phone, hitting that timer and then running to the position that you want to be in with the background, and trying to look natural within 10 or 20 seconds of the timer going off and taking a photo, this is much easier. You start the video, you walk away from the camera, and you start striking poses. Now you have options that's not just a one-off picture, and what you can do with those options is either put them on your laptop and take screenshots and export them, or even easier and more relevant to today's day and age, run the video, pause it where you want it, and basically take a screenshot of that video. And then as soon as you take that picture, usually cell phones nowadays will allow you to edit right then and there. You can crop it, brighten it up, and then save it for later in the week when you need to post a personal picture. Now, a lot of this stuff obviously does not have anything to do with music, but it does have to do with your branding, at least for me. My branding is very closely linked to tropical areas, so for me, it's usually a good idea to reflect palm trees, water, beaches, mountains, lake houses, beach houses, boats, vacation, neon, bright colors, floaties, beer, good times, smiling, anything you can think of. If you were to take a trip to Ocean City, Maryland, anywhere in Florida, the Carolinas, the coast of Georgia, the Panhandle, any part of Texas that has a beach that's on the water, California, Mexico, so basically think an EDM version of Jimmy Buffett, an EDM version of Kenny Chesney, kind of taking what Tropical House was in 2014 and 15 and just hyper extending it out to 2020 and beyond. Plus the sound is a little bit different, so it's a little bit more festival oriented in my opinion. It's faster and more aggressive. So I'm thinking about all of that when I take these videos, and now within an hour of driving around this Florida neighborhood that I live in and knew very well, I was able to get easily a year's worth of content out of about 10 videos, 10-minute videos roughly, because on the other side of this bay here, like this is all neighborhood, you take a road and it curves you all the way around. Over here, there's all kinds of beautiful hotels and condos. They have pools. I went ahead and got access to those pool areas and took a ton of photos there. All over here is touristy restaurants, bars, clubs, cool stuff like that. Ton of content. And then the thing about this area is on the other side of these buildings is the beach and the ocean, or the panhandle, or the Gulf, I should say. So the bay is on this side. There's buildings, a really thin road, touristy buildings, tourist attractions, and then the beach, and then the panhandles out here. Over here, gorgeous beaches that are owned by the military that there's no building on whatsoever. So super natural Florida. So this was a really good way to get a diverse group of pictures. And your area may or may not have this, but if you do, think about it, because I was able to get neighborhood shots, military beach shots of super natural old-time Florida before we built on it, tourist heaven, hotels, touristy hotels in that vacation vibe, swimming pools and all of that. And then further down this way, there's a lot of expensive shops and shopping and stuff. So think about these things, because the time that it takes to go from this neighborhood, from this neighborhood over to the tourist attractions is literally about 10 minutes. So you do videos in the neighborhood and exhaust that, out on docks and things like that. You curve around and you do videos in tourist heaven over here, hotels, swimming pools. Go a little bit further down and get natural Florida. Go a little bit further down and get super expensive shops. And it just looks good for content. And it gives people an insight into your life, where you spend part of your year, and cool stuff like that. So, just to reiterate from the past two videos, you have content like this that's super personal, content like this that's personal, not really saying a whole lot, but just funny. It's me working on Ableton, and it's my pineapple cup, probably filled with a vodka soda. Personal stuff getting to know me. I bought a steel drum. This is my live stream setup. But then also, not so personal stuff, and stuff to actually give you a reason to enjoy me beyond just some guy who bounces back and forth between Florida and Pennsylvania. Oh, he makes music. Music right there. Music video. Promotion of my brand right here. But now we're back to personal. So, and this was early on, before I was really tightening up on a schedule and what to do. I probably nowadays would not post 3 personal photos in a row. I'd probably go personal, music, and then something to buy like merch. And then maybe rinse and repeat that, or like post like a really good dinner I had, a lesson for producers, maybe a quick 1-minute tip, personal photo, and then a song that I created, a track of mine, or a live stream video of me DJing. So, things to think about, but that's a really easy way to create bulk content. We will go over more advanced ways of creating content, but for now, the idea for now is to round out the picture by having stuff backstocked and have stuff going on. You can't get interest developed in you if you aren't releasing music. The only reason why this post exists is because I got to work on making a Marshmello Alone cover, or remix, if you will, done on my style. That's why I get to post this, because the song was completed, I released it, end of story. If you're not producing, you don't get to post this, you don't get to post this. If you're not making videos for your music, you don't get to promote a YouTube. If you're not into actually committing to doing 30 tracks in 30 days, this post would not exist. If you're not into showing people the difference of a before and after of your how do I switch photos? Right there. A before and after of your hair. I mean, it's funny, but that's the point. I did it to try to make you laugh. I look ridiculous. There's an old Will Ferrell skit where he's in the crowd heckling Jimmy Fallon as Jimmy Fallon sings "Don't Stop Believin'," and that's where I got this from. But funny, goofy, ridiculous face, more of a suave haircut. That's the difference of about 24 hours right there. So that post exists because I thought to myself, I'm going to get a better haircut, or I'm going to get more of a suave haircut, and then I'm going to post a before and after. So my point of telling you all this is you have to get to work. Posts only exist because you're doing stuff. This one was pretty easy. For 30 bucks, I got a good haircut and got good content. But now that my hair's all chopped off, I can't really do anything more with that right now. But that was good content. This only exists because I'm willing to do the work of 30 tracks in 30 days. So, something to think about there. If you're not producing, that post does not exist. If you don't have a YouTube and you're not doing funny videos or making music videos put to your tracks, your YouTube post doesn't exist. If you're not willing to do things like, if this post gets 20 likes and you promise to share the gift with a rave friend, I'll release my Marshmello remix. Well, I said if this post gets 20 likes, the post got nearly 60 likes. So when you do things to involve a crowd, your fan base, look at how they'll respond. Once again, this goes back to the idea of your bio. If you don't ask for a subscribe, like, and follow, you're not asking to close the sale. If you don't ask fans to get involved and give you 20 likes, they're not going to know that you would like to do something fun, like release the Marshmello remix early for July 4th instead of what I was going to do, which is at about this time of the year, late July. So they got some free music and an awesome remix in the matter of, they saved themselves about 2.5 weeks on it. And it was fun. It involved them. They really liked it. They responded, and I couldn't believe it. So that was super cool, and I was super happy about that. So just something to think about, guys, is, this all works because I got to work on doing stuff. I thought to myself, what's a cool background? Well, my house happens to be blue and pink. I just painted it that color. That'd be a cool background. What would be cool to share with my fans? The fact that I bought new DJ gear. A clip of me DJing with my new DJ gear. If this post gets 20 likes, I'll release my Marshmello remix. Well, guess what? It did. I made a video saying thank you to everybody, and then my Marshmello remix was released. So there's a method to the madness, and when you get to work, like first I had to make the song. That was the first thing, and then I sat on that song for about 3 weeks while making other music. But then I thought, you know what, it's July 4th, I really want to do something nice, especially for this time of year and what the year was, because everybody was in quarantine. So I'm like, it's July 4th, the world is like in a super weird spot, let me release some music. I could release it sporadically or spontaneously because I had it. It was already on my hard drive. There was nothing to scramble and make or mix or master at the last second. The artwork was already done. Easy. It was just sitting there. So when you have things in the back room, or that is to say when you have back stock, when you have inventory, you can do cool stuff like this. So have music. Have a back stock of music. Take a month or 3 and make as many tracks as you can that are good, and have 2 or 3 in the closet ready to go. So that way, if and when you need them, you've got them. Have pictures stocked up because you shot a bunch of video with you and sand and on a lake and at a pool and stuff like that, so that when you need to release content, you can. Employ a 2D animation person on Fiverr to make you something like this. So when you want to use it and chop it up, you can. We'll talk about how to make t-shirts. We'll do a lesson on that. But yeah, I mean, have music ready to go so that you can do stuff like this. What you are seeing here is the result of a mixture of a plan. Music is a plan because you have to make it, and it takes time to make it, and then you make a release plan. So it's not usually a spontaneous thing. So, like I was saying, what you're seeing, this Instagram account, is a combination of planned out content, off the cuff content, not planned out at all, and then a mixture of content that was planned out, but it looks off the cuff. This isn't off the cuff at all. I planned this shot. This shot wasn't planned. I walked out of the house, wanted to take a selfie, did it. So, planned out, looks not planned out, not planned out, looks not planned out, and planned out, and is planned out, looks planned out, because it was. When my steel drum came in the mail, not planned out, just took a picture of it. When I was playing my steel drum, I planned this out. I hung a green curtain, I set up my cell phone so it could capture the steel drum as well as me, planned out. So, all of that should really have your gears turning and marinating. And if not, go back and watch it again, or pause for a minute, take a $5 and think about what I just said, because you're seeing a lot of mixture here. Planned out, not planned out, backstock of music, photos, and video, no backstock and just completely unplanned photo shoots. It's everything. But it really, really helps if you go through a 30-day course like this. Take my advice for 30 days, plan it out, make a plan to do that again in 3 or 4 months, and you'll never run out of content, guys. So, that is my suggestion to you. The only other thing I can really say about content is you basically have a small video shooting studio, photo studio, and kind of sort of a recording studio in your pocket with your cell phone. Utilize it. When you're out somewhere cool and there's something worthy of shooting, shoot it. Get yourself riding your bike. Get yourself using, at the store, 2 lemons in front of your eyes as eyeballs, just being goofy. Last thing I'll say on this, I made a video earlier in this course that more or less talked about you having a supportive partner. It more or less talked about how in the entertainment industry, there's sex, drugs, and rock and roll, you know. Even if it's not literal sex and literal drugs, people don't wear full clothes, I guess is the way to say it, and people act goofy. It doesn't necessarily mean they're on drugs, they just may be acting like it. But my point of that is, when you have a supportive partner, it's not a big deal, and you don't feel like you need to be let off your leash to take pictures maybe with fans that are in bikinis, or go to the beach alone and do a photo shoot, or do something funny like buy watermelons and then get on the roof of your pink and blue house and throw watermelons with fireworks in them off the roof of your pink and blue house. Not that I'm suggesting that, but if you have a partner that's not supportive and super uptight, and you're trying to create content that really catches somebody's eyes, and commands attention, that can be super difficult. And basically a decision is made, whether it be slowly and you don't notice it, or quickly and your life turns upside down and depression and anxiety comes in, rushing in quickly. And that is to either be single, find somebody new, or give up on your dreams and make your partner happy, because they just don't want you being in that area of life of taking photos of yourself in order to promote, doing crazy stuff to your house, traveling, doing things without them. And it's not, I'm not trying to mean to say that they need to be out of your life. In fact, if they're cool, they should want to be in your life. They should want to help you with this. If they're awesome, get them involved. They should be the one holding the camera. They should be the one tossing you the watermelons that you're going to throw off your roof. They should be the one who also is a team player in your corner and saying at the grocery store, hey, those mangoes are a beautiful color. Real quick, grab 2 of those, hold them up to your eyes, and stick your tongue out or flick your tongue back and forth. I'm going to take a picture or a quick video of you doing that. And then you're going to upload that to your Instagram. That's a supportive partner. That's someone who's super awesome and cool and is supportive of your dreams. And it doesn't mean that they have to take goofy photos of you in the grocery store. You could exchange that for anything. Good example. Hey, I can see that you really need to get work done. I'm going to leave you alone for the day and go do a spa day. Or I'm going to leave you alone and go see a movie. If your partner can't understand that maybe sometimes you need the house to be quiet to do stuff, you might need to have a talk, and maybe a talk is all it'll take. Hey, I really need the house to be quiet. Okay, I'm going to go see a movie then, no big deal. But if it turns into something that it shouldn't, just be wary of that, guys, because this is a business, and I don't want you to waste your time. And, there's no need to go through the trouble of doing all of this, because, guys, this is money. And, that. Was your studio cheap or free? No, it was money. And if you're going to spend money on it, you may as well do it right. It doesn't mean you have to be somebody that you're not and promote softcore porn with girls in bikinis and doing crazy things, like I said, of jumping off your roof or anything. I mean, if that's your style, that's fine. I'm just saying you should be able to be yourself and record your content and post it and document it, and whoever gets attracted to that should be welcomed with open arms, because those people, your fan base, that's your payday. So if you're rejecting fans because they're not the right kind of people that your girlfriend wants around you or whatever it is, that's maybe money for the spa day, or maybe money to finally live your dreams and move out to California or whatever it may be, or just live comfortably wherever, or just produce your music. But this is the reality of life. I know it sounds kind of ridiculous, but it's true. So, do some soul searching, have that conversation with yourself and with your partner, make sure everything's cool, and make sure that your house is in order so that you really can get the content that you want to get, and not always have it feel like you're hauling cinder blocks behind you just to have a little fun and launch a music business. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Take my advice on the content and let's get it going.